and keeping a basic eye on the map in the first place. Now, there is a Zergling now moving into Radimus's natural expansion, and it will get taken out. Zergling metabolic speed boost is just about done, and TLC calling me a total baller. That's right. Anyways, Stim Pack is just about finished as well, and Siege Tank Tech on the way out. And we do have an engineering bay being thrown down as well. So Radimus is getting ready to tech up and upgrade his units. Now, are we just going to continually see more and more Zerglings as well as Banelings coming in from Morph, along with the Roaches? Now, he does have the Lair Tech. No Spire or anything else yet.
Yeah, he just made 25 Speedlings. Interesting what he's going to do with this, but I think he wants to spend some of those minerals. He has got 800 at the moment, so God knows how much he had before that. But still not taking a third. He's got to take it soon before this second is saturated by the Terran player. So it seems like he's going to go in and try and cause some damage. But he has no Banelings, and they are unsieged. They do have the siege tech. Only one of them sieged up now. And
you know, I will have to give him a little bit of credit for that. He sieged the one in the backup before sieging up the ones that were in the fray by the Zerglings. Yeah. So he was able to do maximum DPS with that close of a range because he did forget to unsiege. So I did like that from Radimus. Now let's see if this push is going to do anything. He lays down a scan to see exactly what's going on in front of Morph's Natural, and he sieges up one of his tanks.
I don't know if this is the right idea, though, for Radimus at this point. I mean, Banelings are on the field. He did scan some of them, but he's only got 2 tanks to leapfrog with, and only 10 Marines at this point. And there's
those Marines got to move back. Oh no! No, he loses all of the Marines, man.
Ouch.
That hurts. That hurts. There are 5 more Marines on their way out. They're all gathered around that bunker, so it'll be relatively safe in the front of the natural expansion by Radimus. But he cannot do this, dude. He cannot push out. Well, at least he forced a cancel on the Banelings. I will accept that. There is a macro hatch as well as a ninja expansion going down in the 6 o'clock position by Morph.
Yeah, interesting choice of expansion. He could have gone for the gold this side, but maybe he's worried about something on the Xel'Naga that would see it and deny it. We have 2 Evo chambers going down for now for Morph, so wants to get double upgrades pretty fast. He does have a lot of gas at the moment, 1,100, nearing the 1.2k mark. A second bunker now for Radimus, but he needs more tanks, man. He's only got 1. If he walks in here with a load of Banelings, that's going to cause major problems.
Oh, definitely. It's going to hurt for sure. We are seeing 1 Ling chase down that 1 Rhine, and that Rhine will die. There is a second Marine doing some scouting right now. Oh, a drop coming in. There are 6 Marines loaded up in this drop ship, and it looks like Radimus is going around on a few scouting missions, as well as more sending out some patrolling Lings to keep an eye on what's going on around the map. Will this dropship see it? Fire Silver, this could be bad for this expansion. Morph is going to need to defend real fast.
Yeah, man, it's going to go over the creep now. Will he notice the purple on the mini-map?
Oh,
yes,
he does.
Drops those Marines. Oh, dear. This expansion is going to go. His army's going to try and make its way here, but Stim Marines, they wreak havoc pretty fast.
Oh, yeah, and, you know, you don't make it this far in a tournament if you don't notice things like that, man. So it's a good thing he was able to check that out. And will he be able to take it out before these Speedlings start working on these Marines? He's trying to just scoot and shoot micro on this, and it looks like he will lose. He will be able to save the expansion here. Morph is all right. That is crazy. That expansion is down to 283 health, guys. For those who can't read it properly. Anyways, we do see the the Zerg Caldarian amulet going down. The infestor extra energy for when they spawn, as well as 7 infestors on the way out. I do like the timing here. If you look at the timing of when the first infestor will pop, it looks like it should be around the same time that this energy finishes up, so that infestor will be able to get that energy. Very nice to see good timing there. Actually, just about perfect. That was nice.
Yeah, all these infestors are now hatching as he does get double gas at his new expo. He wants that gas very, very quickly. Maybe going for some sort of Mew to play next, we'll have to see, but we do see the +2 attack and Kara space upgrades now for out of those double Evo chambers. He does have a macro hatch in his base. No signs of a hive tech as of yet, but these tanks are moving down now.
You know what, actually here, sorry to interrupt, down at the bottom of the map we've got Radimus with 8 Marines just hanging out, waiting for the forces to be drawn in from the other from these tanks that Rodimus has. Now that he knows that, here he comes, pushing in with the Marines, but it looks like these spine crawlers and roaches may be able to handle it. Let's see, down to 3 Marines. That's going to be no good. And there's a giant engagement up here. Tanks and Marines going down for Banelings, and these infestors throwing down some great fungal growth. What an engagement. And it looks like Morph is able to save his expansion with only 2 health left on it as the Banelings take out some more Marines. And Radimus, I'd say, will have to move back and hold off.
Yeah, fungaling that medevac, then spawning 1 infested Terran to deal with it, but Radimus hasn't noticed. Just going to stick there with 1 Marine in it. That fungal growth is horrible to Marines. 36 damage, and they fall fast if you just run in straight lings with it.
Now, you know, it's such a great use now that you can throw it out on, if people are going mass Marines, infester them, man. Fungal growth.
Yeah, seen a lot of infester use since the 1.3 patch in all matchups. Really, ZVZ has become a completely new metagame because Mutalisks, you know. You used to get Hydralisks, now you can just get like 3 or 4 infestors and you can just kill them so fast. Especially with Roach versus Roach, it's now become Roach Infester. What's interesting though, that Morph hasn't actually spread damage creep during this game. The constant harassment has really put him off. But this expansion was actually sniped, and he's going to snipe this second one, as he does pull all these drones straight back to his main. He's going to have to force a cancel on this.
Zerglings now rushing into the natural expansion of Radimus will get beat up by a bunch of these tanks. Banelings making it to be able to take out one of those bunkers. But these tanks are just going to wreak havoc on the rest of the forces here. And that drop is quite successful here. Going around to the back. Going to start working on the main base of Morph.
Bungle going down on those Zerglings, cleaning up, but he's going to stop that medevac, doesn't want him to go anywhere, and that Queen easily destroying it.
Oh, look at this! Morph denying an expansion with an expansion of his own. And we're going to have a battle for the expansion area.
Oh, trying to kite those Banelings and Zerglings straight into the tanks there. Interesting that Morph hasn't actually opted to get burrow for those infestors. That can be really valuable when trying to do these kind of sneak attacks with these Banelings. But Radimus is securing his foothold, having these tanks on the high and the low ground, keeping him in this corner, but he's just going to go straight into the tanks. The Marines aren't even near though, and Baneling's getting wasted on those tanks. This isn't looking good for Morph, man.
It definitely
2 base
isn't.
versus 3 nearly.
A few Marines did do a scouting mission into Morph's base while that attack went down, and it looks like Morph will throw down fungal growth a couple more times before he loses all his infestors. That infestor had full energy. That was not an infestor you wanted to lose. Anyways, Morph just throwing out more and more Zerglings into the fray as these tanks will start to get taken out here, but more forces come to reinforce the tanks, and they will take out the rest of those lings. Morph is only on 2 bases now. Radimus has successfully contained his Zerg opponent, and this is not looking good for Morph right now at all.
Yeah, one of those tanks that actually kill another tank, even though the Zerglings were dead a bit.
Oh, is that
wasting 2 Banelings there on that 2 Marines there. So you gotta be careful with that Baneling micro, but these tanks are just gonna siege up and contain him, and Morph doesn't have drop or anything, so he's going to struggle getting a third, and I think this is just going to be the end of Morph in the ESL tournament, as this is all cleaned up. Banelings can't move out with 3 tanks guarding it. They're going to one-shot the remaining Banelings.
And they get right up into the base, seeing the seeing the hive, actually. But the fact of the matter is, Morph can't do anything because he's only harvesting off pretty much 1 base fire.
Yep. pretty much the final nail in the coffin when those expansions were taken out. And this expansion just landing here for Rydemus as he tries to get more Banelings out now. That Infestor very, very close to that tank. Might even get picked off as it does have 100 energy now. Using that medevac for a bit of sight there to come and siege up some of those, shoot down on those evolution chambers, sorry. As he tries to go in again, he's not going to find anything. There's only like 10 Marines there.
Oh, but these SCVs are all going to get taken out. And it looks like Rydemus is just going to push in a little bit, taking out one of the evolution chambers and the spine crawler here. These Marines will continue to run punishment. They are upgraded +2 on their attack, 0 on their armor, and we're seeing more, and the Lings actually get taken out there. More Lings are out for morphs as more Marines continue to walk through the middle of the map. These siege tanks are also upgraded +2 on the vehicle attack weapons. Now, a bunch of SCVs moving out will have to attack these Zerglings. There's another expansion plate. Okay, there it is. GG is called. The contain has gone too far, and Rydemus takes the win and pushes forward in the ESL. So
we can follow him into the next game.
Definitely.
As long as Dystar is ready. Let me check if he's ready right now.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. Right on. So I sent the feelers out there. I'm gonna go ahead and put on some music here. Sounds good. Looks like we're gonna be getting into the next match very soon. And how you guys doing, man? I hear an echo. Entourage. There is an echo going on.
I was muted.
Oh. Well.
Everybody does that to me.
Oh, we can, that's because we can hear it. Anyways, I'm glad to be back and running, guys. As we get this slow climb into my, slow climb back into this tournament. Let's go ahead and take a look at these brackets so far. So we all the way into round 7 then, huh? Well, even looks like round 8, maybe. Oh yeah, no, round 7.
Arius is saying they are vetoing Dystar versus Ride, so we should get him back for that soon.
Fantastic. All right. So, any news on anything else? You know, the IGN tournament, the IPL, is looking up to be a pretty awesome tournament, guys. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, and the NASL also has released their division, the division matchups.
Oh, fantastic!
There's about 5 players in each division, and from what I hear, it lasts 3 months, and each week there's going to be the division playing. So that should be pretty exciting when they get that underway. But the IGN one would be very, very good. IGN, when they run things, they do it right.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely respectable business there.
There's a lot of tournaments actually